Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Fate Stay Night. This is episode 2. We're going to start right where we left off with some girls talking about a cute girl they saw, as you do. Pretty, athletic, smart, classy. Or a stuck-up Miss Perfect, blah blah blah. All the girls despise her, I'm sure of it. Harsh. This is all accurate. This is how girls talk. Anyway, I have to get back into my groove. I'm doing good. I had a Snickers. That's fine. It's candy. It'll fuel me. They're going to their club. What club is it? It's not journalism, because the journalism girls are right behind them. The thing we were going to do was talk to the editor-in-chief. Let's talk to this girl first. I don't know, he was talking about terrorists and stuff instead of math, so that's a realistic depiction of a teacher, but not what I'd call good. Yeah, okay, that was a pretty good recap, thank you. These three girls were also in Fate Stay Night. They were named too. I think it's weird they don't have names here. Okay, yeah, give me my next assignment. Oh, what do you know? We just heard about this girl. It's Ren Tasuka, Little Red Rooftop. Interesting. It really doesn't take much to make like 7 legends about this place, huh? Or 7 wonders. Does much happen? Hey, Issei. I hope Issei's in this game more. He was really funny in Fate Stay Night. I turn the doorknob and the metal door opens silently on its hinges. As a rule, no one is allowed up on the roof, but I can see someone's elongated shadow. The vibrant colors set off by the setting of the sun is enough to take one's breath away. Under the now blood-red sky, a single girl looks out of the tower onto the town that spreads below. Like a figure out of a painting, the girl seems to shine with the same red glow as the setting sun. That's an interesting thing. So, it's not real. I'm not quite sure if that last statement is supposed to express disgust or disappointment. As she finishes speaking, a faint smile forms in the girl's lips as she slowly turns in my direction. Her unwavering gaze makes it seem like she can see things hidden to others. Her eyes seem to shine with an intensity that rivals the fiery red of the setting sky. Okay, so Ren basically bears it all out. We're in a simulation of some type. We're an NPC, and she doesn't care about any of this because we're not important. We'll be deleted over the course of whatever this game is. Continuing to mumble quietly to herself, the girl walks my way. Anyway, I love Ren Tasuka. She's sick. Unexpectedly, her finger reaches out and touches my cheeky eye. And there she goes. Mumbling to herself, the girl disappears without a trace. It's like no one was there at all. She vanished? Sorry, I'm slacking on that one. Issei's here. I do feel pale after that. That's probably super weird for an NPC. The sound of Issei's voice pulls me back to reality. I must look completely dazed and confused. In any case, I think the course of wisdom for now would be to go home like Issei says. You know what? Let's stick around. I should probably look around campus a little more. If I want to leave, I should head out through the main gate. We got the scene with Sakura last time from staying after school. So we're just gonna do a quick sweep around, see if there's anything of interest. And if not, we'll just head on home. Hallways look empty, the same so far. I figure we'll get the same messages before. We still can't go to the cafeteria. That's probably not like a real area. Let's talk to the student council member. Oh, the Nerd War? What side? This is the first I've heard of it. I think this is a bad pun? I think that was just a very bad pun. Nothing in the archery range, no spirit portal. So now we know this is all simulation, but we can't really do anything about it because Rin has decided to just disappear. And also, we're an NPC, so it's not really our role to do anything about it. Auspicious star, such a dazzling light, it drowns even the chime of bells. Days remaining 1. I enter the classroom. Once again, Shinji Maotoi, in the seat next to me, has a full house. Okay, that's something I'm gonna bleep out while editing this. Owned. Sounds like this guy owned Shinji, and Shinji's very mad about it. Anyway, I think it doesn't bear worth repeating that Shinji sucks. I hope we get to just like murder him. That'd be sick. This better be like one of those like games where you can just like I think if there's like a bad ending, if you get like presented like a save or kill option, I think we should just kill him anyway. Like that feels worth getting a bad ending for me. Damn. Harsh in the vibes, dude. The bell rings. In response, the gaggle of girls shuffle off to their own seats. While we wait for the teacher to arrive, I get caught up on what Shinji said for some reason. Whether or not Shinji has innate talent, I think it's pretty clear that I'm a nobody. A nobody with no goals. I mean, when I try to even think about the future, I get overwhelmed. As long as I keep plodding along, someday I'll reach my totally average future. Yay! That's what happens to everyone, right? Are there actually people who break the pattern? How? I have no idea. For me, today is just another ordinary day. Taiga enters, and doesn't trip. Suddenly, my heart accelerates, each beat painfully strong. It's as if my body's on high alert. I know it's not a reaction to Miss Fujimura. No. Oh, big fan of this new friend. This kid looks sick. Oh, I love them. It's him. That blonde boy is the one who's causing my body's fight-or-flight instincts to prickle. Heterosexual things happening at the moment. Go on, Leo, introduce yourself. Leo's a good name. I like that. Huge fan of this kid. He steps forward and then in a louder voice says, Leonardo Bistario Harway. Oh, this is some Haruhi Suzumiya shit. I love this. Don't talk to me unless you're an Esper, an alien, robot, similar things. The classroom is silent. There aren't even any jabs at his eccentric manner of speaking, or any coos over how pretty he is. Instead, the entire classroom is enthralled by his regal bearing, entranced even. Shinji's words come to mind. This is what it means to be on a different level. None of us plebes could even hope to reach the level that this new kid lives on. It's not overextending to call his very existence transfixing. Like deer in headlights, we're immobilized by a presence far brighter than our own. His natural place is above us, looking down as our king. How did someone like him end up here? It must be a mistake. Yeah, me too, Teach. Okay. Leo, pretty cool guy. Is he flirting? Leo rules. Yeah, Leo rules. Okay. Then the boy gave the kind of easy smile that only kids can. That simple smile washes away the tension in the room, and people even began to smile themselves. I think he's not so much a king as a prince. He may be above us, but he also has natural charisma that draws us up to his level. However, it seems that there is at least one person in class whose mileage varies. I'm so excited for their confrontation. Shinji's clearly not happy. I like how this kid gets a special uniform. Is it red or is he just like glowing? Am I imagining things? Just for a second, I thought he shifted his attention toward me. Not towards anyone else, not even Shinji, who's still bad-mouthing Leo, but to me alone. Yeah, right. There's no way a practically otherworldly person like him would notice bland me. So it looks like there's already a lot of, like, intrusive, like, thinking on the part of our apparent NPC protagonist. The school day ended with nothing else of interest occurring. But that Leo, I can't shake the uneasiness he awoke in my heart. It feels like cogs somewhere have become misaligned. No, I'm just excited because for once something happened. Well, besides what happened yesterday. I should report yesterday's findings to the editor-in-chief. Yeah, okay. Leo's not in this room right now. That sucks. But a lot of thoughts going through our brain. Yeah, that was weird. I'm surprised we waited until now to like tell someone about that. There isn't anything we can do about that. Nothing we can do? What's with the editor-in-chief's reaction? It's not right. I thought she'd say something like, hey, don't scare me like that. Actually, the problematic part is how nonchalant she is that a person disappeared. Okay, so she's also an NPC. The editor-in-chief keeps talking like nothing happened. She's already on to the next thing. Should I say something? Oh! That's why the priest has been hanging around. Okay, that makes sense. This is a good reason for whoever it is to be there. I'm sure it's just a random priest who's there to help us with all of our woes. And has no motives or any sort of things going on. We're just gonna head right there. We could probably look around and find Leo, but oh damn, they're just laying there, huh? This is a somber. Does it happen to like all of them? Yeah, it does. Lovely. The man stands like a black stain, tainting the joyfully multicolored flower beds around him. It's the new teacher, Kuzuki. But the man standing in front of me isn't acting like a teacher by any stretch of the imagination. The sick malignancy of the overbearing aggression fills the air, and then scattered around him are dead bodies of students? Was there a note about it being locked? No, there wasn't. Okay. His thin lips hardly moved, but in the next instant, I'm bowled over, as if struck by an invisible force. Chaotic thoughts bury my brain like endless grains of sand. What happened? Can I move my limbs? Seriously, what was that? Kuzuki hasn't moved. No one else is nearby. Who? Why? How? My thoughts whirl. My heart races. His voice was a quiet hiss, but I could hear everything he said. This man with cold, inscrutable eyes raises his palm towards me. When I come to, I'm collapsed in the garden. Love the music change. The garden is silent. There's not even a trace of Kuzuki or of the corpses that have been there. I'm uninjured, though my body aches from laying on the hard ground. The cold sweat that had covered me is gone too. Only the piercing pain in my head remains. Maybe it was just a bad dream. I gulp air and attempt to stand. The ground seems to move under my feet. I'm delusional. Of course the ground isn't moving. I'll give my report to the editor-in-chief tomorrow and just go home for today. This is the type of thing that I would go home, like, right away from. So, yeah, we're just calling it. I wish we got to see, like, the home. I just like the, like, intentionality of having to, like, walk into, like, a room and having to, like, click on your bed and be like, yeah, I'm choosing to sleep for tonight. 0 days remaining. So I think the stuff's going to start happening for real now. When I enter the classroom this time, things are a bit different. Oh, I would love a boy to be good at math who does my homework for me. Unlike someone else, he helps out his classmate without displaying an inch of condescension. And that someone is directing a nasty scowl toward the new kid. I'm not reading your lines. I gotta get my head out of that space. Not gonna ruin my day. Harsh. It seems that Shinji's gaggle of female admirers has migrated to Leo's desk. For once, Shinji's irritation is kind of understandable. Wow, it's so fucked up how being nice makes people like you. Oh, Shinji going, I'm not owned. Reacting to Shinji's voice, Leo glances this way. Leo's expression is inscrutable, but not hostile. Yes. After a few false starts, Shinji finally manages to squeeze that out in a low voice. I don't know if Leo heard, but he gets out of his seat. The recoil turns into a noticeable flinch, which Leo smiles kindly at in response. Unlike Shinji's, Leo's gestures are filled with dignity. This prince rules. I love Leo very dearly. His message firmly delivered, Leo returns to his seat. His soft voice bore no note of hostility or resentment. I know it's hard to believe, but maybe Leo wasn't upset. Damn, nice guy Shinji Matoi. No way. Anyway, Leo rules. Leo is my favorite character so far. I think the protagonist is also interesting. If only because we're apparently an NPC who has started to have thoughts on their own. And the trip again. And thud, the sound makes me cringe no matter how many times I hear it. Everybody is desensitized to it for the most part. Even knowing that she'll jump to her feet in a few seconds, we should probably worry more. It's odd that Leo didn't do anything there, but she also didn't do it when he arrived? I don't know. Shinji still seems to be in a bad mood. It's obvious that he doesn't like Leo all that much. But with him, it's impossible to tell if he's really mad or just being cynical. Either way, it's just more of the same. Just like our homeroom teacher's daily dramatic entrance. And once again, the day begins. During class, I thought I saw Leo smirk a little, but other than that, nothing exciting occurred. Today's just another boring day in a long string of boring days. Never heard of it. never heard of anything. Okay, so there's gonna be like some amnesia themes. There were like kids with headaches earlier in the game, so I think it makes sense like if this is like a running theme. But they're all NPCs, right? Why would like NPCs get amnesia or something? Okay, so... And as for the norm, Tiger's lecture starts to peter out. Just as a collective "this again" starts to rise from the students. Without being acknowledged by the teacher, Leo suddenly rises to his feet. The tension in the classroom ratchets up immediately as all eyes focus on Leo. The young boy surveys the room with a mysterious smile, taking in everyone's startled glances. Oh. Oh? I'm not a fan of this filter. What the... My head, the pain. I kind of want to read Leo's lines, but that's setting a bad precedent. Oh my god, he's totally just flirting with it. This rules. After what seemed to be a very slight bow, he immediately seems to disappear from the room. As you do. And accompanied by the sound of flipping pages, the lesson goes on as if nothing had happened. Love to flirt with an NPC before logging out. Is Shinji an NPC? Of course, what just happened is impossible. A highly suspicious disappearance in the middle of class and the teacher doesn't seem to care. No one in class says anything, and the class continues as if nothing strange has happened. It was the same dull, dreary scene as yesterday and the day before. This can't be natural. It's really odd that Shinji's like an NPC. After Leo's exit from class, the lesson continues unabated, as if following a set script. Strange. This is definitely strange. It's as if the world tilted slightly and everything within it is losing its sense of presence. My head feels like it's going to explode. The pain is making it hard to remember who I am. Wait, come to think of it. I mean, really? Who am I? What is my name? How old am I? Where do I live? How many people are in my family? What was life like before I started attending this school? I can't remember anything. My memory's been completely erased somehow. Oh, okay. So this would be amnesia to like an NPC. How and why did this happen? That's right. The editor-in-chief of the Journalism Club. As the president of the Journalism Club, she should at least know my name. I know I had it filled out something when I first joined the club. I'll ask her. Hopefully she'll be in her normal spot. Man, where is everyone? It's like a ghost town around here. Things are getting weird, and the filter's still there. Let's just talk to this guy, I guess. That Leo guy. Okay. So the amnesia thing is like the NPC perspective of like not knowing anything existed before you were created, I guess. Ow, my headache has gone from terrible to worse. I'm freaking out. Is everyone else also getting like wondering about their place in the world, or are they just getting headaches? Because we're like gaining like sentience at this point, like we're considering like our role in society. The editor-in-chief isn't her usual cheery self. All I can think about is the pile of dead bodies I witnessed. No, I have to ask about myself. I'll ask her what my name is. Okay, you could tell me. But yeah, the school registry, it has everyone's names. If I look at the school registry, it might jog my memories. I'll go to the library. Okay, so now we know that's open. Do you want to see the registry of names? It's on a bookshelf in the library. Yeah, okay, cool. We need that. Thanks for helping. I like the library. This is a nice place. I wish we could have gone in earlier. Let's just, check the registry. Found it. Tsukimahara Academy Student Register. Once I read through this, I should be able to remember everything about myself. I open the book and begin turning pages. Immediately, I notice something's terribly wrong. The pages are blank. blank, blank, blank. Every single page was blank. I reach for last year's school registry, and when I start flipping through the pages, blank, 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 blank. I lost count there, sorry. What is happening here? Who am I? And just what is this place? Oh, there's more books. Okay. These shelves comprise the natural sciences section. Opening one, I see a picture of an old man researching perpetual motion machines in Hawaii. Good for him. Anything on the third floor? Nothing on the rooftop. Okay. I think I was checking to see if, like, Rin was back. Or if she got, like, kicked out. Oh! Hey there, Leo. What's up, babe? There's something wrong with this place, but more worrying is the fact that I can't remember who I am. As I wander the campus, I see Leo walking down a hallway on the first floor. As a transfer student, I couldn't see why Leo would want to visit any of the freshmen. Also, there's nothing but a dead end up ahead. I wonder what Leo is really up to. This is room 1A. Even though no one is around, the silence is so absolute that it's somewhat unnerving. This is becoming more sinister, I feel. This is room 1B. This classroom feels totally lifeless. The lack of students just makes the feeling worse. I suddenly have this weird feeling that something or someone... Like, is any of this for real or not? Who, for some reason, is examining the wall at the end of the hallway with almost excessive interest? The attention to detail is quite impressive. Even the surrounding air is surprisingly substantial. If that is the case, this world is in some ways more real than the real world it represents. But that's just my opinion. How about you guys? What are your thoughts on this? In that moment, it feels like my heart skips a beat. Almost immediately, my blood pressure skyrockets along with my body temperature. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. My pulse is like an explosion in my ears as my blood races through my veins, and the reason is clear. Now Leo, has turned to face me. I now know for sure that he's talking to me, as there's nobody else present beside the two of us. Extremely, like, heterosexual actions happening. I don't feel any sense of hostility from Leo. In fact, his smile seems genuinely friendly. His smile has the same effect on me as the rising of the morning sun, warm and comforting. In addition to his smile, his presence is inviting and inclusive, and I find myself drawn to him. Oddly, my worries have vanished. All I can think of is doing as he says, and as if that's the only way to. My mind feels like it's in a haze. It's like Leo's controlling my thoughts in some way. You were here for, like, a day, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. With those final words, Leo turns his back on me. Aww. Aww, this is good. I love Leo. Leo's very sweet. Oh shit, Leo turned on no clip. With those final words, Leo no clips. It's like he ceases to exist. One moment his hand is on the wall, the next he is gone. The young man in front of me seems to disappear before my very eyes. I want to say reality rejected his existence in it, but it feels like it was the opposite, that he refused to be constrained by it. It wasn't any special ability that allowed him to do so, just his strength of will. With his departure, I feel as if a great weight is lifted from my very being. And rather than be a cause for concern, it brings a fundamental question to mind. Who am I? As the question pops into my head, it begins to take on a life of its own, searing my brain. Oh, we're becoming like a person, like right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's be a person. I investigate the wall that Leo disappeared through. It's just a concrete wall at the end of the hallway. About the only thing on the floor is dust. But I am positive that there must be something here, because Leo walked into the wall. It would be so easy to turn around, go back down the hallway, and pretend nothing happened. But there are still things I need to know. I have no memories. That means I've never had anywhere else to go but here. No place to return to. What was it that Leo said? No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. That's what he said, didn't he? beyond this wall lies the appointed path and the truth. If I follow him, I'll learn the answers to my questions, even if those answers are painful. But ignorance is bliss. Do I have the fortitude to face the truth and accept it? I want to know. Yes, absolutely. Something's different. Down to the floors and the walls, the school has changed the very substance of its being. I probably should have saved. I would have wanted to see the alternate path. For some reason, reality cracking this way is intensely disturbing. The world around me is more real than a painting, but not even as real as a sandcastle. I feel like it's so brittle that I could tap it and the echo would shake this whole world. Where the boring concrete wall once stood, now there's a doorway that I can freely walk through. It's an entrance, no, an emergency exit, like stairs to the outside. It's not something of this world. I have no doubt that the world the door leads to is utterly alien. Whatever awaits inside, whatever shape it takes, there's a certain sort of finality to seeing it. Ultimately, I've already committed to this path. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first step along the appointed path. Oh, it's cleared up. Because we're a person now. Is that our new person body? That's like a fucking Akuma from D. Gray Man. I like it. That's a good design. Beyond the door seems to be a dismal-looking scrapyard. Out in front of me is the smooth-skinned effigy. While trying to figure out exactly what to do with it, a voice comes out of nowhere. Whoa! That effigy with you is your sword and shield for what lies ahead. It will move in response to your commands. Now then, please proceed. The truth that you seek lies ahead. The motivations of the owner of that voice worry me, but it's obvious I won't learn anything by standing here. Also, there is no longer a path by which I can return. I have no choice but to head into the darkness with only this strange doll as protection. Neat. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. I made it. Kingdom Hearts. Within the deepest depths of the world beyond that door. This place must be the goal I'm supposed to reach. At least, that's what I thought. It's stifling. The aura of purity that seems to act as a ward against corrupted souls who try to enter. This feeling is familiar. It is the feeling of a chapel where the spirits of the deceased still linger. Ah, damn. That guy's been sucked. At first I didn't notice, being overwhelmed by the grandeur of the room, but to one side is a young man in a familiar uniform, lying still on the ground. I call out to him, but there's no reply. I shake him in an attempt to wake him up when I notice. He is stone cold. I go as pale as the corpse before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It is at this moment... Whoa! The fallen effigy lying next to the male student comes to his feet with a clatter. Before I get a chance to make sense of what's going on, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. Well, it's pretty slow. You could probably run away. Ah, shit, nope. I did a battle screen. Okay, we're going to see our first of the battle system. We aren't going to get to do much of anything, though. Because it looks like we're getting our ass beat. Extra turn. Alternate reality. Interesting, because we're dead now. Or our effigy is. Sucks to suck. Should I have chosen to not be a person? Would that have led down a different path? I didn't stand a chance against that thing. It seems I wasn't qualified to be here. Me? Qualifications? That's right, I should know everything by now. The truth has to be here. But now... everything's going dark. I'm not even really scared. The only feeling that remains in me is regret. Even at the very end, I was unable to remember anything about myself. Someone, anyone, if you make it beyond here, please don't forget my name. And that's the end of Fate Extra. His story has ended, but what about yours? Before you write your own story, choose the vessel of your power. A woman who wields a sword boldly, a stoic warrior clothed in red robes, a magical fox girl. Tough, very tough choice. I think these are the starts of the different routes. So we're going with Saber, a young woman clothed in crimson raiment with the mannerisms of a man. This servant is best suited for novice players. There's gender and difficulty happening here. We will partner with the servant. We'll start here, then we'll move on to that red-robed man, and then a magic fox girl. Where is the belfry in that moment? Gentle days end. Okay, days remaining 0. I always awaken very abruptly. I don't even think I dream. I suddenly find myself walking to school. My headache worsens day by day until it finally buzzes in my head like an alarm. That day, in potent numbness, I wake up twice as fast as normal. I walk to the schoolyard. It's clear and cloudless, 7:30 a.m. But what season is it? When I try to recall what season it is, I start to get so dizzy I almost pass out. I may wind up back in bed if I let go and faint. For some time, I have been embracing a rush of useless information, the normal stuff you'd see at school, like the hustle and bustle of my classmates by the entrance. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. When I push the thought, my field of vision fizzles. Today, there's a crowd of students milling in front of the school gate, and more are being directed that way. As to what's going on, there's a boy in a black uniform in front of the school gate. He's my friend. As I recall, he's Issei Ryudo. As I recall. I remember this from the first time. When Issei notices me looking at him, he pushes through the crowd. Good morning. Lovely weather we're having. No, I'm not doing this bit again. Okay, we announced at last week's assembly. Yeah, this is the same. He runs through his spiel as if it's the first time he's ever disclosed the information. I already know this. I know it. I already know what happens. It's happened more than once. I'm seized by a headache. I'm so dizzy I feel like I'm being forcibly logged out of my consciousness. My login ID is being checked. It's so obvious now. I answer clearly to the question that usually makes me go dizzy. I'm a girl. Okay. I kind of futz around at this part. What I normally end up doing is I'll look up the canon name of the character and then put that in, which is what I try. I just like Google whatever like the protagonist's name is, and I just use that. I also look up the order because sometimes the games don't flip it, so sometimes it'll be last name first, first name last. This time, I've decided to go with my name. And, yeah, that's all okay. Thanks, they say. I feel nauseous, and I know it has nothing to do with what I ate for breakfast this morning. I feel nauseous because of the world around me. It's repeating itself over and over, and that's making me sick. We have to break the world out of its shell, or the world will die. I want him to get out of my way. I want this repetition to stop. I push him aside and go forward. I'm not nice about it either. Next is the contents of your bag. Notebooks, textbooks, pencil box. A model Tsukimahara Academy student. He keeps talking loudly, even though he's facing no one. I have a headache. I'm shivering. I know one thing for sure. This is wrong. This is not the school I know. It can't be. I have to go. I have to hurry and wake up, or else it'll be too late. But who am I? Awakening for... My anxiety and headaches are only getting worse. Afternoon arrives while I desperately try to find a way to escape this bizarre situation. As is now the norm, my vision is overlaid with some kind of unnatural distortion. Uneasiness, futility, emptiness. I want someone to explain to me the true nature behind all of these feelings. There must be a key somewhere, something that will have answers to all of my questions. So, Filter's back. We don't have any days left. She's saying the same thing. So, we're gonna call it a day, because it's been like 40 minutes. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for gaming.